the middle of rescuing a woman, and the North Tower collapsed on us when we were on the 4th floor.
Captain John Jonas and his men and the people they saved all find it hard to believe what they went through on that 9th of September 2001. So does Judy Jonas, John's wife.
We had heard that they were trapped. 3 other firemen that we knew locally came up into my kitchen and gave me a kiss and a hug, and I was kind of crying at the time because I was really nervous, and he said, "Don't worry, we're going to bring Uncle Jay home, you know, we're going to get him." They had tears in their eyes.
And we got out of the rubble later that day. If we were a little faster, we made it to the ground floor, we would not have lived. If we were a little slower, if we were, say, on the 5th floor or higher, we would not have lived. We kind of had to be where we were. Back.
You know, why did he survive? You know, there were so many good people who died. And I think you sort of look and say, well, I hope I'm worthy of that. And he has said that a number of times.
Danny Mugen, aged 48, has worked as a fireman for 12 years. He doesn't like to talk about 9/11, although he knows and accepts the risks involved in his job.
So this is 1,000 pounds of... It's a shame, but that's the way it is probably in every industry. You know, when people get hurt, now they change something. So somebody's got to die for things to get better. Before, everybody didn't wear this harness here. So now, because 5 guys died, we have this, and now I could jump out any window, you know, hook onto any, you know, pipe, windowsill, and I could jump out the window, and I could lower myself 50 feet.
The 9/11 attack claimed 343 firefighters' lives. Many of those who survived quit afterwards for physical or psychological reasons. All those we met said that while they were working at Ground Zero, they did not use masks, although they knew it was bad for their health. The debate over compensation for the health consequences is still open. At Ground Zero, we meet Brenda Berkman, New York City's first woman firefighter. She reported for duty on September the 11th, even though it was her day off. She's now retired.
We had no water to put on the fire, we had no radios to communicate with, we had no breathing apparatus to protect us from the dust. I lost 1/3 of my lung capacity after 9/11. They're not going to include cancers as part of the medical treatment program for the 9/11 survivors like myself. You know, common sense says that's wrong. All we're saying is, don't forget about us.
9/11 was a single day which would last for 9 months for firefighters. That's how long it took to comb through the rubble in smoke, danger and mourning. Many of them have yet to recover.
Similar to war veterans, the 9/11 survivors can suffer post-traumatic stress disorder difficulties such as depression or nightmares. Tom Ryan was working in the same firehouse as Brenda. He left the fire department 2 years after 9/11.
We had to do unimaginable things. I mean, you know, the recovery of human remains was not, it wasn't bodies, it was parts. That combined with the, just the emotional toll of losing friends, and it almost feels like it's a chain around you that you just can't get rid of. You know, it's always, no matter what you do, you know, you can talk about it all the time, or you could, you know, go on, you know, the latest drug of choice, and it's still going to be there, you know, so you kind of just have to bite the bullet and go with it.